जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय। So today we are going to start with the prologue, which is given by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is our Acharya in the line of disciplic succession in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. This account originally appeared in a short work by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur entitled Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, His Life and Precepts. So Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahasaya has written a book with the name which is entitled Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, His Life and Precepts. And based on that, this is the prologue that Srila Prabhupada has included here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in Mayapur, in the town of Nadia, just after sunset on the evening of the 23rd Falgun, 1407 Shakabda, answering to the 18th of February 1486 of the Christian era. So if we see it in the Christian calendar, as per the Christian calendar, it is the 18th of February 1486. The moon was eclipsed at the time of his birth, and the people of Nadia were then engaged, as was usual on such occasions, in bathing in the Bhagirathi with loud cheers of Haribol. So usually at that time, in those times, people were very had become very materialistic by nature. Although they were in Mayapur, they were in Nadia still. So only on such days when the eclipse would happen. So eclipse is considered to be very inauspicious. It is said that one should not eat anything at that time. One should not sleep during an eclipse. One should not pass urine or stool when there is eclipse, because it is considered very inauspicious, even as per scientific for like in scientific reasons also, because it emanates very harmful rays, some harmful, um, I'm not sure about exactly the scientific terms and all. So basically it is considered to be very inauspicious, even as per uh, the um, the shastras. But and that is why during this eclipse, it is recommended that one should chant the holy names of the Lord. And therefore, the people in Nadia, they would all go for a bath in the Bhagirathi. That is, they would take bath in these holy rivers, and they would chant Haribol, Haribol, Haribol during the time of eclipse. And that is the time Mahaprabhu chose to appear. His father is Shriman Mahaprabhu's father, Jagannath Mishra, a poor Brahman of the Vedic order, and his mother Sachi Devi, a model good woman, both descended from Brahman stock, originally resided in Sylhet. Mahaprabhu was a beautiful child, and the ladies of the town came to see him with presents. His mother's father, that is Sachi Mata's father, Pandit Nilambar Chakravarti, he was a renowned astrologer, foretold that the child would be a great personage in time. So in the coming times, this your child will become a great personality. This is what Pandit Nilambar Chakravarti had already foretold. And he therefore gave him the name Vishwambhar. Yesterday we saw what is the meaning of Vishwambhar. One who maintains the whole creation. The ladies of the neighborhood styled him Gaur Hari, on account of his golden complexion. So he was not just fair, but he had golden complexion, and that is why all the ladies of the neighborhood, they started calling him Gaura Hari, because when he was born, everybody was chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, because it was an eclipse, and he was of the Gaur, the golden complexion, and therefore they called him Gaura Hari. And his mother, that is Sachi Devi, Sachi Mata called him Nimai on account of the neem tree near which he was born. So our Lord Chaitanya, he appeared next to a neem tree. So this neem tree is still there in Mayapur in West Bengal, and it is covering this hut, this place where Nimai, where our Lord Mahaprabhu appeared, descended. Uh, and therefore, mother Sachi Mata, Sachi Devi, she named him Nimai, neem tree. So the Nimai word comes from there. Beautiful as the lad was, everyone heartily loved to see him every day. As he grew up, he became a whimsical and frolicsome lad. I just imagine we are talking about Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna. If Krishna was also like that, so Mahaprabhu also exhibited such pastimes in his childhood. After his fifth year, so after he was 5 years old, he was admitted into a Pathshala where he picked up Bengali in a very short time. Most of his contemporary biographers have mentioned certain anecdotes regarding Chaitanya, which are simple records of his early miracles. So, uh, his contemporary biographers means those who were along with him at the same time. They have written anecdotes, they have noted certain incidents from his life which are miraculous. It is said that when he was an infant in his mother's arms, he wept continually. And when the neighboring ladies cried, Haribol, 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 only then he used to stop. Otherwise, he would continue crying, and nobody could make him stop crying. Thus, there was a continuation of the utterance of Hari Bol. That is why in the end of this session, I always request all of you to chant loudly this Hari Bol, because this is very dear to Mahaprabhu. Anybody who chants Hari Bol becomes very dear, at once becomes very dear to Mahaprabhu. So we should loudly chant Hari Bol whenever we say Hari Bol. Thus, there was a continuation, continuously the utterance of Haribol, Haribol, Haribol was going on in the house, because whenever Mahaprabhu, whenever the little child is crying, everybody would start saying Haribol, foreshowing the future mission of the hero. It has also been stated that when his mother once gave him sweetmeats, shandesh, mithai, to eat, he ate clay instead of the food. He went and ate mitti, clay, instead of the shandesh, the mithai. His mother asking for the reason, he stated that as every sweetmeat was nothing but clay transformed, he could eat clay as well. So Mother Sachimata asked him that, Nimai, what are you doing? Why are you eating this clay instead of I'm giving you this nice sweets, and you are not eating sweet meat, and you are eating clay? Why? So Nimai said that this mithai is nothing, but it is just this clay has been transformed and therefore it has become mithai. So that is why whether I eat this directly, this clay, this mitti, or whether I eat the sandesh, it is one and the same thing. His mother, that is Mahaprabhu's mother, Sachimata, who was the consort of a Pandit, because Mahaprabhu's father, Jagannath Mishra, he was also a Pandit, explained that every particle in a special state was adapted to a special use. It's not that we eat clay, even if the even if the ingredients are coming from there, but everything has a special purpose and a specific way of using it. And she explained it to Nimai. Earth, while in the state of a jug, could be used as a water pot, but in the state of a brick, if it is a brick, such a use was not possible. Can you store water on a brick? No, or the water will not stay only, obviously, for obvious reasons. So clay, therefore, in the form of sweetmeats, that is mithai, the sweetmeats, sandesh, was usable as food. but not clay in its other states. You cannot eat mitti just directly like that. The lad was convinced and admitted his stupidity in eating clay and agreed to avoid the mistake in the future. Another miraculous act has, so our Krishna also in his Krishna Leela, he was also eating the soil. He was also eating clay, and then Mother Yashoda had to come and scold him, and then say, "Open your mouth." And then he did. He showed the entire Brahmand inside his mouth, and that Leela had happened. So similar here also, Mahaprabhu was eating clay, and then, but the Leela is different because Mahaprabhu came for a special purpose. The mission was to spread Harinam. The mission was to spread the teachings of the Supreme Lord Krishna, and Mahaprabhu did not openly disclose, or rather, not always did he disclose that he himself is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, there are many, many pastimes where Mahaprabhu has revealed this. Another miraculous act has been related. It is said that a Brahman on pilgrimage became a guest in his house. This is a very beautiful pastime, one of my most favorite pastimes. Um, it is said that one Brahman, he was on his pilgrimage, so he was doing yatra, and he came to Nimai's house, Mahaprabhu's house, and he was a guest in the house. So during those times, even today, when the devotees do yatra, uh, wherever they reach at the night, uh, the local people who are staying in that area, so these devotees, they request, they go to such local residents house, Dhamvasis who are living there, the local persons, they go to their house and they stay in their house for that particular night. And again in the morning, they will continue with their yatra. So they become a guest in their house. And because they are devotees, because they are some sannyasis or some Brahman, so they are very nicely served. It is the duty of every grihastha to serve the Vaishnavas, to serve the bona fide Brahmins very, very respectfully and with lot of devotion. So, and this Brahman, he cooked his own food and uh, read his grace with meditation on Krishna. So he was offering, he cooked his bhoga, the bhoga that he wanted to offer to the Lord. So he cooked that, and then he was doing his Gayatri, and he was also offering the bhoga to the Lord. So with lot of meditation on Krishna, he was calling out to Krishna that please come and have this bhoga, please accept this bhoga. In the meantime, the lad came. Lad means Mahaprabhu, this Nimai. He came and he ate up the cooked rice. So, whatever the Brahman cooked, everything, Nimai started eating it while the Brahman was offering it to Krishna. The Brahman, astonished at the lad's act, the Brahman was like, hi, now this entire thing, is contaminated. Now we cannot offer it to Krishna, because obviously the Brahman doesn't know who is this Nimai, who is this little child. But normally, if we are offering something to Krishna, then it should be offered in the most pure form. It should not be that our child, our kids, or somebody in the house is eating from that plate or has already tasted the food and then that is offered to Krishna. That should never be done. Krishna should be offered most pure, whatever is the most purest level for us, we should try to offer in that. Actually, it should be given in the most purest form, but everybody's are in different stages. So depending on whatever is best possible for us, that should be offered to Krishna. So now this Brahman, he was astonished at the lad's act, that, oh, this little child came and suddenly started eating. What kind of, what happened? So he cooked again at the request of Jagannath Mishra. Now Nimai's parents, Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra, they came running. They were also feeling so embarrassed that, this child never does something like this. Why did he do something like this? So they were so embarrassed. They pleaded with the Brahman. They said, please, please, we will arrange everything. We will again clean the entire kitchen and arrange everything for you. Please, you please cook again. And because why he is cooking himself? Because he wanted to cook himself. It's not that Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata did not offer that they will cook for him, but this is what the Brahman desired. He always cooked himself and offered to the Lord. So now, because of their pleading, the Brahman agreed. and then again he started cooking. The lad again ate up the cooked rice while the Brahman was offering the rice to Krishna with meditation. Now, even again, second time, after he cooked again everything, uh, he offered, and then again this Nimai came and he ate everything. Now, the Brahman was persuaded to cook for the third time. Second time this happened, now again they pleaded that we are very sorry, we will again arrange everything. So, again, they cleaned the entire kitchen. Again, Jagannath Mishra, he got the raw materials from the market, and then again the Brahman cooked for the third time. This time all the inmates of the house had fallen asleep, and the lad showed himself as Krishna to the traveler and blessed him. Here it is given in very, Srila Prabhupada is trying to give us all the uh, nectar. So what happened is everybody went asleep. Now it was all, he came in the morning, he cooked in the morning, then again in the afternoon, then again in the night, doing all these things. It was already night and everybody went to sleep. And this Brahman finally cooked and he was offering again, thinking that okay, now everybody has gone to sleep. This child is also sleeping. Now I will be able to offer it properly to my Lord. So he started offering, and then again Nimai came and started eating from that rice. So then this Brahman started saying, hi, 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 now what will I do? So at that time, Nimai, our Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he revealed himself and he showed himself as as Krishna to this Brahman. And the Brahman was then lost in ecstasy. The Brahman could not believe his eyes, could not believe his fortune, because he saw the appearance of the object of his worship. He was calling out to Krishna to accept that offering, that rice offering. And every time he was calling out to Krishna, Krishna was personally coming and eating. And the Brahman saw Krishna eating, means Nimai eating it. So he went into ecstasy. He became mad. And then he started rubbing that rice on his face, on his head, on his arms, because he could not believe that that is Krishna personally eaten that rice. Just imagine. Just imagine if with our own eyes we see that we have offered something with love to Krishna, and then you see that in your altar Krishna is personally putting his hand and taking it. What will be our condition? And here this Brahman is seeing that Nimai is sitting there and having this. So with that we'll stop here today. Krishna willing, we'll continue reading from tomorrow again. And thank you so much for your kind association. पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. Again, I request all of you to please unmute. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari
Hari
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Let's become dear to Gauranga.